Here we are. So we're all live, man. Finally, I think I've figured out how to get your attention, man. I just have to make it business related. Harass the crap out of you. Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, I do it on other Discord, so I might as well do it on yours, hey? So, so what have you been up to?
For everybody that's on, I can see a lot of people here from our grouping as well. I actually know Dom from Australia. We work together. Um, well, I've been away for 2 years, so we've worked together for like 3 years ago. Dom was one of the guys in my sales teams when we were doing the direct sales in Australia, right? That's where I know Dom from. So now I'm back in the Netherlands. Last 2 years, build up a bit of a sales business here again. I work with Colin in the office here, who people in the crypto would know as Colin Digits, probably. Um, he's got a marketing team. I'm the sales director at his business. And then for myself on the side, we do the cryptos, what we started with not too long ago. Um, we started crypto as a joke a little bit, I guess, because it was just, we had quite some time. We had quite a lot of capital, quite a lot of money, but also free time because the business was just kind of running by itself. So we were like, all right, cool, we got to do something with the capital, we got to do something with the money. So we got a little bit in crypto, went really well. We made quite some good money in a short time frame. And we're like, all right, cool, how can we, you know, pass this on to others and start helping others along the way a little bit, start sharing information. So we got started with YouTube, got started with just simple Twitter, then the Discord came and kind of everything fell together naturally. That's where we're at now. And then it was, what's going to be the next step? Well, obviously the next step was going to be to just share valuable information, create that NFT. So that's what we're working on mainly right now, or I am creating the NFT project, right, that we're developing at the moment. I think that's like 80% of my day now. I make long days, but that's 80% of my day, and then still do the other sales and run the other business on the side.
Okay, so the sales company is it the same sort of sales as in door to door,
As in
like face to
Australia,
face?
nah, so it's a bit different. In Australia, we had a team that did like sales to sale, door to door, right, face to face, a little bit of phone sales. We back then it was generating revenue for other clients,
Yeah.
and now it's just generating money for ourselves, really. So I'm the sales director in this marketing company, but we bring in new clients, so the new clients pay us directly. So it's a bit of a different setup. We do consulting, and we have a software service. It's like SaaS, software as a service, right? And I bring in new clients that just pay us directly for the software or for the consulting, and then I manage the team that's here.
Yeah, right. Is it the
So it's a bit
same?
different.
Is it the same marketing company you were talking about when you first moved there? I know you sent me a message saying you were trying to work on something. Is that the same one?
Yeah, let me think back. Yeah, that would have been the same one. When I got back
Yeah.
here, I got a like fitness company approached me, software for fitness. They had like a tool that personal trainers could use for their clients to help them with like nutrition and stuff. I did that for probably 2 months, but the click wasn't fully there. I don't think that was the right fit. So then, pretty quick after that, I got started with this. So that would have been the same that we talked about then. I think this has been going on for, I've been doing this for a year now. Been back in Australia, back in the Netherlands for 2 years, so that makes sense.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. So do you miss not being here, or are you enjoying your time over there for a while, or?
In Australia, you mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah, I miss Australia.
yeah,
I got an email yesterday that my visa got approved.
yeah.
I
Awesome.
don't, it came out of nowhere really, because of course the borders are closed. So it's good. I run my business here and it's going really well. But the things that I'm doing, I can do from anywhere in the world, really. So it's good to be free. Right, money is good, freedom is good. I can make up my own time, although I work 7 days a week every day. I can still work whenever I want to, kind of. and wherever. So that freedom is nice. I would definitely want to go away from Holland again and just build a business somewhere else or whatever. And I think Australia, I've got like a whole I got a whole life there. Really, I like the lifestyle. I like the people. I already have a house there to go back to, so it does make sense that when I leave the Netherlands again to go back there. I got family here, and I'm close with family. But it's a phase in my life where business is going so well, we're working so hard that it kind of does make sense to just go back there. So that news came yesterday. That came out of nowhere. They just announced. I don't know where they announced my visa being approved. So
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. No, can't wait to see you. That'll be awesome.
yeah, that'll be cool. We'll have a meetup.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, that's awesome, man. So what's with the crypto stuff? Obviously, crypto is quite crypto's like saying that hey, I've gotten into the stock market. It's like, all right, well, there's so much to it, you know. So what sides of crypto are you in? I'm sure you've looked into all of it, but what are you passionate about at the moment?
I think the main thing that we're focusing on, or I'm focusing on, is the crypto gaming sector. I focus on more things a little bit broader, like just crypto overall. You need to have a basic understanding of the whole market, right? You got to understand um, what would Pomp do. um,
Are you reading the comments?
yeah, you see the comment, Bromo. But um, you got to have a basic understanding of the whole crypto market, I guess. But the crypto gaming scene is what I'm focused on most. I think that has one of the most upside potential out of the whole crypto game or the crypto sector. Eventually, there'll probably be a bit of a shift where that's just going to be a separate thing from the overall crypto as we kind of know crypto as it is, right? There's been so many developments already. It's kind of shifting the whole crypto as we knew crypto a couple of years back. It's already different from back then, right? Before crypto was Bitcoin. Bitcoin was crypto was the same thing. Then it was Bitcoin and Ethereum, but that was crypto. And then, a little bit more and more came. And now cryptocurrency is it's a whole ecosystem of a million different things. And crypto gaming, play to earn gaming is one of them. And I think that eventually crypto gaming will just fully be separate. There's so much potential there for growth with the amount of gamers that are in real life. There's over 2 billion people actually playing real games, like not crypto gaming, but like normal gamers. More than 2 billion people are playing games. We only have a fraction of that in crypto gaming, right? The overall market cap of the crypto gaming scene is around $30 billion, where the top 10 coins on its own, I think Dogecoin right now is like roughly the same. Well, a couple of billions difference, right?
Yeah, right.
So there's so much potential for that whole sector because that sector is hundreds of companies and it's not even as big. That whole sector is not even as big as a Dogecoin as a company on its own. So there's so much room for growth there that's my main focus. And it's good to specialize in something. Yeah, you got to have a broad understanding of everything, right? And when Bitcoin moves, when Ethereum moves, when the bigger coin moves, everything moves. So you got to understand that a little bit. But the main focus is, crypto gaming, and NFTs kind of fall in line with that right now.
Yeah. Well, even like you mentioned Dogecoin, I understand you saying it's not quite that big yet, but even Dogecoin itself, I think it's like if you go on Coin Market Cap, it's like number 11 or something in top market cap. So it's still sounds pretty big, but that's obviously the top one, is it? The top one in that gaming space?
No, hold up. Yeah, so the top one in the gaming sector right now is like Decentraland. I think it's competing a little bit with Decentraland and Axie Infinity, Sandbox. That's like the top three.
Yeah, yep, yep.
Dogecoin is just an example, right? Dogecoin has nothing to do with the crypto game scene. It's like a meme coin. But
Yeah,
Dogecoin
yep, yep.
itself has a market cap of 30 billion, 38 billion, something in that area.
Yeah.
And uh, the whole crypto gaming scene
Oh, so the
itself
whole
is around 30
scene.
billion.
Oh, right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I
So
thought you were saying
the
one of the top
combination,
ones. Yeah, yeah.
nah, nah, nah. So the whole scene, the combination of Decentraland, Xfinity, Sandbox, and all the other companies below, that all combined has a market cap of 30 billion. So I think that that's like a 10x, 20x, 30x, 50, 100x available for the whole sector,
Yeah.
right? The market cap of crypto gaming itself can do like a 10, 20, 30, 50x over time. and all the projects in there, the companies in there, well, they're obviously gonna do the same thing. Probably the top 10 as we know it right now will not be the top 10 as we know it now next year, or not even in 6 months' time from now, and definitely not in 5 years' time from now. Companies that don't even exist yet, that haven't been made yet, there's no name for yet, there's no owner yet, it's just nothing, that still have to be built and made, they will probably be in the top 10 in 12 months' time from now. Right?
Yeah, yeah, okay, totally understand. If you look at it from the crypto point of view, like you said, Bitcoin was pretty much first to market. There was a few blockchain projects before then, but it was the first one that ever went even close to mainstream, and it was very user friendly. Why people used it. Is there in the crypto gaming space? Is there any of those that would be that you can see who are number one right now and will continue to stay number one and maybe be like the Bitcoin version of that?
Um, I think that's difficult to say now already. I think that there will be companies there that don't exist yet that are going to be on the top. But if you look at like the concept, the Bitcoin is the biggest really because it's the first, right? Sure, it works. Like it's being used, right? It's not for no reason that it's got a market cap that's so big, but there's other projects that are better, right? I do believe Ethereum will overtake Bitcoin in total market cap, right? I think that there's other projects that have a better performance track record than Bitcoin does. But it's just because Bitcoin is the first and it's stable that it still continues to be the biggest. And, companies, big companies, investment companies that buy into Bitcoin. So it's going to continue to rise. And sure, I think that Bitcoin has a lot of upside potential. But the main reason, in my opinion, why it's the biggest is because it's the first, not because it's the best, right? If you look at the crypto gaming scene where you have Axie Infinity, which is the number one play to earn game, biggest play to earn game, that's the biggest one also because it's the first, right? Not because it's the best. So right
Yeah,
now there's in the crypto gaming scene there's a Bitcoin, which would be Axie Infinity. But I don't think that that's going to stay at the top for very long. I think it has a good ecosystem where it works. People make money on it, right? It's possible to play the game and earn. It's possible to invest in it and make money. So it works, and there's a lot of active players, so that's positive. But for the longer term, I think that there's games that are more fun to play, that have a better ecosystem. It works better. There's more money to be earned in it, more money to be earned when playing the game and also when investing in it. So I don't think that that is going to stay like that. If you would have to, if you ask me what project would really be up there for the longer term, that's going to be like a new Bitcoin. I think that that's hard to say, difficult to say. A lot of people think that Illuvium will overtake Axie Infinity as a game. But at the same time, I do think that because everything is so early, all new projects that are being made now, they learn from the mistakes that other projects are doing. So probably in 6 months or 12 months from now, there's going to be companies, projects, play to earns that have a totally different structure to it than they have now, and they might overtake the bigger ones.
yeah, I totally understand. Yeah, no, I agree with you with the Bitcoin thing. I think Bitcoin has that brand as well. Like 99% of people, when they hear the word crypto, the first thing they think of is
Yeah, they think of
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
And I think
Yeah,
too, like a large percentage of people who, like I could count on I could probably count how many people I know who are invested in Bitcoin, but probably wouldn't even know that Ethereum or these other ones exist. They think crypto is
yeah, of
Bitcoin.
course.
So it's got that brand, but obviously gaming's been around for a long time, so it's a little bit different, I think. It's really interesting. Is there any with the games? Because and I believe it's changed as of recently, but the last time I looked at it was about a year ago when everyone was saying in terms of the crypto gaming. And I think one of the games I played was this like horse racing one. I can't remember what it was, but you go on
Yeah,
OpenSea, you buy a horse NFT, and then you can race it. But what I noticed then was a lot of these NFT games, like compared to any video game you could get on Steam, they looked terrible. So have they improved since then? Is the use like do they look photorealistic, or do they look
hmm
do they look good? Do they play well, or are they like mini clip games?
Yeah. I think it's still like that's one of the other reasons why we would say that it's so early because the games, a lot of them look like shit. right? A lot of them don't really look that well. There's a game that's called Sin City, for example, which is it kind of looks like, how do you say that in English? GTA,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Grand Theft Auto.
yeah,
There's one that's gonna have like a very similar setup as that game, but it looks like shit. You have the old game of GTA, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, which
yeah,
is one of the earliest one. I think that was like the third one or something. At first, you had the games when you looked like from the top.
yeah.
You had to walk around with the guy in the streets and you look from above. And then the first one, I think it was the first one, was Sin City, where you have like the actual, you play with your character behind you. You can see him running around and stuff. And now there's Sin City, and the graphics of that are a lot worse than the one of what was it called? Vice City, right? GTA.
Yeah. So there was number three was the first one where you had that view from the back. Yeah,
All right, cause yeah, so that was number three. Well, the graphics are even worse than that one, right? And then we're going back. I don't know how many years we're going back for that,
yeah, the
but I think
two
I played that one when
thousands,
I
early
was
two
like
thousands,
eight. What was it?
early 2000s, I think. Like maybe
Something like that. I
2004,
think I played
2005.
that when I was like 8 years old or something, 14 years ago. So you definitely go back in time a lot, right? Which is one of the reasons why there's so much upside potential, because you can imagine how many um, steps that are going to be made before the games are going to be, high quality games. There are some that look awesome, like Illuvium again is one of them that has a lot of potential. That's one that a lot of people talk about. Graphics look very well, very good on that one. So there are some, but I think majority of them still don't really have the graphics that what you're used to from playing. I know people play World of Warcraft. Well, I think that there's a game with awesome graphics. There's definitely not something like that out there yet. So there's not a whole lot of games that you would talk about that look that well.
Okay. And with most of these play to earn games, are they all going in different directions in terms of how you can earn from playing, or is there a bit of a pattern in how they're going for it, like and how do you actually earn money from the game?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's a little bit different. I think that they're trying to be innovative with that a little bit as well. Um, you have play to earn, right? You play the game to earn money. You now get play and earn, which is a little bit different. You get like click and earn already. They have staking systems where you get the NFTs, you stake the NFT, you kind of earn passive income because it just comes in. Uh, but there's a system where you gotta play the game, like play. There's a horse riding game as well, Pegasus, that's pretty popular right now that people are actually making money with, that's doing well. Where you get the horse, you can either breed it and then you get more horses, right, that you can sell, and obviously that makes money. But you can also race with the horses. So there's a certain time frame. Every X amount of days, there's a new breeding event. You can breed. You got to pay with the coin, right? If they do it well, if the ecosystem is well set up, then there's a burning system in place where you use the tokens to breed the horse or whatever it might be. In this case, it's a horse. You burn the tokens, which then obviously gets tokens to go out of circulating supply, which then usually over time increases the price. Um, you have a new horse, and then you sell the horse,
Yeah.
right? With that money that you then have, people either you either just use it for whatever else you want to do, go to the pub and buy a beer from it, or you uh, reinvest it, whatever you want to do with that money, or you upgrade the horse and then you become better, or you buy a better other horse from it, and then you use that one for racing, and then you earn money by doing the racing, right? And that's kind of the whole idea behind it. That's what keeps people engaged and keeps people happy to consistently try and improve the horse they have, right? That's a good system they have. Some of them are just continuously playing and playing and playing. Just by logging in, you earn tokens. So the more you log in, the longer time frame you have online per day, the more you earn. So yeah, there's a couple of different systems in place.
Do you think that I know a lot of the games use Ethereum? Do you think that the gas fees that Ethereum charges are slowing down the growth of some of these games?
Probably. There's one that launched today. We gave out 20 whitelists, I think, for the underground. Right, that one minted yesterday night. You can still mint it if you're on the whitelist now. And they're launching on the Avalanche chain. right? Well, it is a little bit weird. You could see the chat that was going on in Discord where people were a little bit, oh, do I still mint it? Yes or no? It's Avalanche. It was a little bit, people weren't used to it,
Yeah.
but most people did end up minting, and you could definitely see that people had to get used to it a little bit. But now they're using it, and it seems to be working fine. It's very fast. There was barely any gas fee. There's a staking system in place with that game as well. So people are staking the NFTs. When I looked at it before, there was 91% of all the minted NFTs were staked. So people weren't actually selling it. There was a pretty decent volume on secondary market from sales going on. Floor price was higher than the mint price. It looked very healthy. Um, so I think that the more projects have the guts to kind of go to a different network, like Avalanche, or
Mm-hmm.
they might go to Polygon, or they might go to Solana. If more and more projects really have the guts to do it, well, then yeah, I think slowly but surely people will adapt, go towards that, and find out that it's possible to also have a good project on another blockchain. But most projects don't really have the guts to do it because there's a lot smaller audience, right, than compared to Ethereum. It's a
Yeah.
lot easier to launch a project on Ethereum than it is on any other blockchain. So I do think that the gas fee is preventing some people from either making a lot of money on it or developing, progressing further because of all the gas fee. But we got to wait until Ethereum 2.0 comes in and see what the changes will be there, whether the gas fee is going to be completely away, yes or no. If that's the case, if they can wipe out the gas fee as it is right now, I think that no other blockchain really stands any chance against Ethereum anymore. And there won't be a whole lot of project launching on any. If there's no gas fee, give me one reason why you wouldn't launch on Ethereum, right?
Mm. Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. The only thing is, can they actually lower that gas fee? Because they've been promising it for a long time and they haven't done it yet.
Well, there was an interview with the guy, and he said, like, yeah, we could have launched Ethereum 2.0 ages ago already, and we could have made it better. Like, we could have made the process quicker, transactions go faster, lower the gas fee a little bit, but it wouldn't have been perfect, right? So he says there's no rush. People are still using it, right? We're still the biggest one, and they say that Ethereum's goal is to take over Bitcoin, right? They want to be the biggest one out there. So in order for them to do that, they do really need to do everything right. And yes, they can come up with an update now, maybe lower the gas fee a little bit and make things a little bit, faster. But if they improve 10 or 20%, then people are like, oh, cool, that's nice. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, everything goes back to normal as if nothing's changed, and they just adapt to a little bit lower gas fee and a little bit quicker
Mm.
transactions. But that's not really going to create more mass adoption and create more growth for Ethereum. That's just kind of let it continuing in the way it's going now. So they say that he's really putting so much effort into developing Ethereum 2.0 as close to perfection as possible, so that when it's there, and he's fine making people wait for it. When it's there, there's a lot less gas fee, there's a lot faster transactions, the system works better, and then that really will create all other projects to want to launch on Ethereum, wipe out uh, Polygon, wipe out Solana, wipe out Avalanche, and make sure that they can overtake Bitcoin. So from what I've heard, obviously I don't really work with them, so I'm not 100% sure, but it does make sense to hear that stuff.
If, say, for example, if they can't or they don't or it takes forever, can any of these crypto games, can they change what blockchain they're under, or is that really complicated? Do they really need to
You can't
start on
change
the
it
right one?
once it's on the blockchain. Yeah, no, you can't change it once it's on the blockchain. It's on the blockchain, right? You write out a contract, and when the contract's there, it's there. But there are a lot more options for cross chains, so they can combine certain blockchains with each other. The software or the technology isn't fully there yet that allows us to move everything around from blockchain to blockchain. But I think one day it'll get there, right? So right now, if you launch your NFTs on Ethereum, your NFTs are launched on Ethereum. That's it. You can't change that. You can cross chain, you can combine things where people will be able to use those NFTs with certain things on like the Polygon blockchain, right? Or you can launch a token that's on another blockchain and still combine things with each other. So there are links, but you can't change a NFT that's on OpenSea on Ethereum blockchain, and then suddenly put it up on Solana or Magic Eden that's from the Solana blockchain. Like that doesn't work with each other.
Yeah, yeah, totally understand. And I've got a question for. All right, I'll go through a couple of the questions that I wrote down.
Yeah, sure.
So you've talked about Rare NFT Marketplace before. Um, Looks Rare, sorry. So what is Looks
Hmm.
Rare NFT Marketplace? Because I noticed you're pretty bullish on that one.
Yeah, so you have the top NFT marketplaces, right? This is kind of new for me as well, but I just see the opportunity there because we can, I look at things from an investor point of view. How can we make the most amount of money? What's the cleverest thing to do? And you have OpenSea. It's like a bit of a monopoly there. People trade on OpenSea. Everybody knows OpenSea. We don't talk about a NFT marketplace. We talk about OpenSea. Oh yeah, my NFTs are listed on OpenSea, right? All
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
cool. As soon as it's minted, well, the conversation is when we want to flip an NFT. Yeah, you just wait until it's minted. You check the floor price, and then if the floor price is higher than the mint price, yes, then mint it because can make money flipping it. And all these conversations that constantly happen, they're all about OpenSea, right? NFT marketplace is OpenSea. OpenSea is NFT marketplace. It's the same thing because nobody really competed with it, and now slowly but surely there's projects coming through that start competing with OpenSea, trying to take them down, trying to become the biggest one because there's flaws with OpenSea, right? It's very laggy. Sometimes it doesn't load and whatnot. So then you had LuxRare that came through and they tried to make people adapt going from OpenSea to LuxRare. So they did that by just rewarding traders a lot. There was a lot of trading rewards. So if you would sell your NFT, you gain Lux tokens, right? You get rewarded for it. If you buy an NFT, you get Lux tokens. You get rewarded for it. There's lower transactions fee than on OpenSea, which makes sense. There's a bit of an explanation somewhere, a picture where if you would sell on Bored Ape for 90 Ethereum, then it would save up like I think it was $8,500 compared to OpenSea. So it's quite a lot of money. And then you have the staking reward. So if you stake your NFTs, if you stake your tokens, you get very high APR, very high interest, and you earn money from it. And that's what I did for a little while. I just made I invested $25,000, and I closed to double that in like 12 days, roughly 12 days. So that worked really well. Results are down now at the moment, so whether it's going to continue to be a good investment, we're going to have to see. There needs to be a little bit more adaptation. People need to actually start using it a little bit more, etc., etc. So it could be a good investment again in the future. I wouldn't put money in it right now. If you still have it in there and you missed selling at the peak, right? So you weren't able to sell at the peak, you still have it in there. I would just let it go because there's still APR, there's still compounding, but I wouldn't put money in it right now because you missed the whole trend of like the high APR levels, right?
yeah. With one thing that I've noticed as well through researching in the last few days is a lot of these marketplaces as well. It's very easy to upload NFTs to them. So a lot of them have OpenSea publicly came out and said that last year they had issues with counterfeit NFTs. So with these counterfeit NFTs, I understand that if you buy and sell NFTs regularly, it's pretty easy to decipher the difference between them just by looking at the user. But obviously, there's some people are going to buy these counterfeit NFTs. How do you think this will affect these marketplaces in the future with regulation? And then how do they actually compensate these people, or is there really no way to compensate someone who buys a fake NFT?
Well, there's a way to compensate people that buy fake NFTs by just refunding their money, right? But then it comes out of the pocket from the project, from OpenSea, for example. If there's stuff like that happening on OpenSea, well, then yeah, OpenSea just needs to open up their pocket and give that money back as a service, right? Just to keep their name up, which does happen sometimes. Like I know there's been quite some stuff going on with muted apes and bored apes as well, where people were selling fake ones and buying fake ones. Um, at the same time, it's your own responsibility. You got to just look out for stuff like that. So if you have something like that happening, well, it's just dumb, really. So what they would do if you would buy a fake one, um, Or if you, I mean, if you've done something wrong, something that you weren't allowed to do, then they just blacklist that NFT. Means you can't list it nowhere, you can't do anything with it. It takes away all the perks from it. It takes away the utility and whatever. So it's useless, right? So then people would sell it. Usually people sell it for cheap, and if somebody else buys it, well, that person didn't really make a mistake. Then it's not their fault. Then they would activate certain perks again and whatever. But that's when selling and buying real NFTs from the real collection, right? Because there's NFTs that are actually from the real collection. If you just buy an NFT that's not in that collection, in the real collection, well, then yeah, it's just your own mistake, really, and that's just being dumb, right? There's not a whole lot of regulations there of people finding who made the mistakes or whatnot, but that's also the power of it. Like, it's a decentralized system, it's all secretive and whatever. That's one of the powers of the blockchain, right? So you kind of want to keep that.
Yeah, understood. Obviously, do you know BlockFi? Have you heard of BlockFi before?
Sounds familiar.
So BlockFi's it was one of the first exchanges that came out where you could buy Bitcoin and then you could effectively stake it, and you would get like 10, 11, 12% back on your money. On Tuesday, the SEC fined them roughly around $100 million, which is quite large for a small little crypto company. And
Mm-hmm.
the reason why the SEC basically sued them was they believed that they were misleading people and they weren't registered as a money manager or a broker of any sort. Do you think that this so the SEC followed up with that with a statement basically saying that they are going for the crypto space, and that any companies or businesses working in the crypto space to go within the bounds of normal federal laws that anybody outside of crypto would have to follow? Do you think this could affect NFTs, or is this going to mainly affect the exchanges like Coinbase, and these actual companies rather than these marketplaces and games?
Yeah, that's difficult. I think the SEC or any regulational company, every country, they will try to regulate stuff because they're just missing out on a whole lot of money, right? I have all my money stored on in my crypto, so I don't pay any interest. I would have here in the Netherlands, and I think a lot of countries have that these days. You kind of have like negative interest if you just have it on your savings account, right? So you pay money for it. I think they're stepping away from it again next year, or from a certain point. I don't know exactly the date from it. They're gonna not do negative interest anymore because what's unfair, because sometimes people might be saving up for something and it might take a couple of years before they've got enough money to buy a car, a house, or invest in a business or whatever. So they need a certain number, right? That's why they've got money in their bank and they're building up till they have enough. In the meantime, you're paying interest over that money that's sitting in your bank now, which is your hard-earned money, and you gotta give it back to the bank, right? Which doesn't make sense. So I think they're stepping away from that rule again to allow people to save up more so they can invest into something later on. But because of that, as an example, I have all my money stored on blockchain, right? In crypto, I don't have paying any interest in it. It depends on how far you want to take things, but you can have an income as well, and you don't pay any taxes on it because it's not regulated, right? To eventually be able to pay all that money out to yourself legally, well, there's got to be somewhere along the line where it's legit, right? You got to kind of whitewash all that money if you want to legitimately use that. This is not financial advice, by the way, but you can find out certain tricks here and there easily to avoid all that and whitewash your crypto earned money so you don't pay taxes on it, right? That's stuff that you can do to make all that happen. Well, I think that they want to regulate that stuff, so they're not going to start regulating what they try regulating from both ends, right? They go to bigger exchanges. The more rules and things they have on exchanges, the easier it's going to be to regulate all that. And they come from beneath, and they try to just make up rules for the investors itself. And if they close that gap a little bit, eventually you know, they're probably never going to be able to make that watertight. But the more rules that come up from both ends, the tighter it'll be, and the less, well, in government's eyes, it's fraud, right? In our eyes, it's just clever. But the less scammy stuff that's going to be done with that money. So I think that they're going to continue forever to try and come up with more regulations and more rules. But I think if crypto continues to develop well enough, then we might be able to get around all that.
Yeah. Now I know that you've been in the stock market before. I think you've been in real estate before. So you've got this other life outside of NFTs. I'm curious. Do you still hold stocks, and what's your portfolio look like today? Like in terms of what you're in?
You want to know if I hold some Tesla still?
Well, you said the other
Big
day you
Tesla.
sold
You're a
it,
big
so
Tesla
I'm
fan.
assuming you
Yeah.
sold it all. Yeah.
I think I sold all my Tesla. Yeah.
Did you sell it before they got to 1 trillion?
Yeah, I did. Well, I had like very good profit on it though. I made quite a lot of money on it, but yeah, I did sell. I did end up selling. I think I still have some Apple left. I have some Google left. I just have like the bigger companies, right? I invested a lot in tech companies, also like smaller companies. Fuel Tech and Fuel Cell were two like smaller companies that I invested in, pretty high risk. Electric car companies, Neo, I invested in. Lucid Motors was a really good one that I invested in very, very early. So I still kept a little bit to the semi high risk but high potential field with it. A lot of tech companies that did really well, but because I gained so much over the last couple of years already, I definitely Tesla fanboy. Don't wanna, yeah, that's correct. I did take out quite some profit that I gained over time, and I think that I'm gonna be able to make more money now in crypto. So I still have a little bit left. I took out quite a lot over time. I had some money in there. A very decent amount of money was in stock market. It's very stress free, right? It could just sit there. Sure, it might go down. It's gonna go up, but over time, market isn't as volatile as crypto is, and you kind of know that over time it's gonna go up anyway. So it's definitely a lot less stressful than crypto is, but I don't really. I can see the potential of how much money I'm making in crypto in such a short term now. So I kind of shifted my mindset where it's like, all right, cool. I do real estate. I just make a lot of money from my own business, and everything is going well. That I had a investment portfolio for like when I was like older, and I could like have a couple extra $1 million here and there, and buy houses maybe for my kids later on or whatever. And now I'm like, nah, you know what? Let's just not focus on that too much anymore, and just make all the millions that we can make right now as much as possible. And then, oh, I don't really need a long term portfolio anymore. So I still have some, but I took out like 20,000 a little while back, and then kept the rest. And I was like, oh, you know what? I might just take another 20, and I took another 20, and then I think I took like $100,000 out of my portfolio. There's some left now, but I'm considering just taking everything out and just putting it all in this.
Oh wow. I don't know. I reckon it is pretty volatile if you go all small caps. So last year, obviously it was absolutely booming mid through last year. I was pretty much all in small caps except for maybe Tesla. Yeah, except for Tesla, I was all in small caps. So I've ridden that rise. I was up 140% in December. Now I'm only up 35%. So that's like
Yeah.
so that is as volatile as crypto.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. That's the same numbers you see in crypto.
Yeah,
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 that's
yeah,
true. Well, yeah, it depends on what sector you're in, right? I still have like Apple, Google.
yeah.
I haven't opened it for ages, but I know that I have Apple and Google. I have a couple of other ones, and I'm kind of fine holding that. Like, I'm a bit of a Apple fan, just like you're a Tesla fan. So I'm kind of fine just holding that for ages and just see what happens with it, right? And I feel like the more I invest into something, the more I stay up to date with it as well. It increases my interest by investing in something, which kind of makes sense, I guess, because your money relies on it. But that's also one of the reasons why I want to put more in crypto, because that's where my focus is right now. So I would like to keep Apple, but at the same time, it's weird to just have a whole stock portfolio and app and whatever, and then just have like one or two stocks in it, one or two companies. Might be big numbers, might have like tens of thousands of dollars in both, but still, I know I might just take it out then and just leave it. But we'll see. For now, I'll just leave it in there. At least at Google and Apple, and maybe in a couple of weeks' time, I'll be like, you know what? Let's just stop doing that because it might go up, but it might be years and years and years before something like that. The question is how much upside potential is there. So I think I can double my money in crypto very easily, and if I can double my money 5 times, then I make very, very good money. And I don't see anything of that happening in stock market.
Yeah, I can understand that logic. That's probably why I invest so heavily in small caps, because small caps are really those only
Yeah,
stocks where you can double your money in a year. You're not going to
yeah.
double your money in a year investing in Google. They would literally
No,
have
definitely
to
not. No.
create a business as big as the one they've already got. So
Well, I think I did like I 4x my money on Tesla. I 5 or 6x my money on Apple. I was very early with Apple. I made good profit on Google. I don't really know how much. Lucid Motors, was probably my biggest investment. I'm like 6 or 7x on Lucid Motors because I was before it actually became Lucid Motors. Right, it was an investment company first, future merge
CCIV.
company, and then
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, yeah,
So
and then
did you get
eventually.
in
So I
when
was
they
in.
were released for $10 a share?
No, I jumped. I jumped in on an announcement. Can't remember when that was,
Because that would
but
have
I can't remember
been.
how much it was.
It must have been when they were released. Because if you
Maybe.
because if you 6x your money, because their high was about 60 something dollars, and when they were released they were ten
Yeah,
dollars.
cool.
Although
That
they
makes
might have
sense.
gone down to they might have gone lower than
They've
10
gone
at
down,
some
but
point.
I've sold that one I sold that one like perfectly at the peak. Might go
Yeah,
up again over time, but that one was at its highest point. I was kind of lucky because I didn't even do research on it. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take my profit on it. Could have gone to like $100 the next day. Could have jumped, go down as well. I had no idea. I didn't do research, but yeah, I sold it at the peak. Sometimes you're lucky like that.
yeah. I got into Lucid. I actually really like Lucid. I think Lucid's a great company, and I hope they
Yeah,
succeed. I got
definitely.
into them. I think I dollar cost averaged along the way, but I think I got it down to as low as $17 a share, and then I
Yeah,
sold it
that's
in the
nice.
high
Yeah,
50s. So I was pretty happy with that. But I thought it was going
good
to take
trade.
2 years to close that trade. When I made that trade, I was like, cool, I'll close this in 2 years when they brought out a few cars and I'll be fine. And then when it hit 60 and they'd only released like 25 cars and they're about to go
Hmm.
into production, which no one in the company's ever gone through production before, so they have no idea
Yeah,
what they're going into. And you talk to any car manufacturer or manager of these auto companies, and they all say, building 25 cars is a walk in the park. It's when you have to build a
it's about
thousand a
bigger
week
numbers. Yeah, of
that's
course.
when it kills you. So
Yeah, of course.
it didn't make logical sense to hold it. It's like you were talking before. It's that opportunity cost.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wil je ooit zeggen? People that are Dutch will understand what it's talk about. That
So
was
they did.
that was calling digits for everybody.
Oh, very good, very good. I lost my train of thought. Where was it going? Maybe we can answer a couple of the questions
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
sure.
Discord. Where are
What are you gonna do when Lucid Motors takes over Tesla, though?
I don't think they ever will. I don't think anyone will ever take over
No.
Tesla.
Good
No,
answer.
it's so stupid because everyone says, whether they're interviewing, the COO or Elon, they all say, well, what do you think about the competition? And it's like, what competition? And everyone's like, well, there's all these other
Yeah, he doesn't
automakers,
care.
but they don't have electric cars yet. That's the point. And I think last night Ford and GM released notes saying that when the supply chain issues subside, they're going to limit the amount of cars that they produce because they're making more money at the moment and they're enjoying it. So they're actually
Hmm.
slowing down their progression towards building these new factories and getting these EVs out. They don't make their own chips. They don't know how to they don't know how to put battery packs together.
Yeah, Tesla has a whole ecosystem of everything that's needed in that sector, right?
Yeah, like everyone thinks they're 10 years ahead, but I think they're so much more than 10 years ahead because all the suppliers that exist today all have, if not exclusive partnerships with Tesla. Tesla is outpaying for any of the suppliers that they have, and these other automakers can't pay those exorbitant prices.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so I think they're miles ahead, but I mean I could bang on about Tesla for years.
Yeah, you could talk
So
about Tesla for ages.
all right. Let's we'll head off the top. All right. So we got first question here by Kevin. So just let me see if this is actually going to work. Try and get it up on the screen here. second. Paste. Kevin. All right. So the first question we got was from Kevin. He said, "What got your attention to make crypto NFTs your project work?"
Money, I guess. Um, well, no, not necessarily. Yeah, well, semi. I guess there's a lot of money in there, which was the initial attraction to it, but also it's very easy to create a bigger space in crypto, and I always liked helping people. Right, that's what we did in Australia as well. I've got like a I'm pretty good at making people successful in certain things and helping them progress and become better at a lot of different things. But it's on a lot bigger scale when you do it through crypto. So it started with just me doing things for myself personally at the start, right? Investing in it and just investing in coins, investing in NFTs and whatever, making money. And then I saw the potential there. But it's so different. It's a total different thing compared to the stock market, right? Because there's like the Discord channels. There's Colin Digits, who just came in in the office here. It's so different to the stock market because you got like all the Discord channels. There's like a lot of socials involved that you don't really have. Nothing of that exists in the stock market that you do have in crypto. So I think that that's cool because you can combine the knowledge you gain and you can combine the things that you've learned yourself and then pass that on to all the other people that are in those Discord channels on Twitter and through YouTube and you name it. So I think the combination of doing that for myself, making a bunch of money myself, and then making a bunch of money for myself, and then being able to pass that on to others as well, which win-win, right?
Yeah. Number 3 was, what's your plan to seed other investors?
Is that GC? That sounds like a GC question.
It's Kevin D. Friend.
Oh, yes.
Can you
Not
see the
even.
comment on that? Here we go. I'll transition.
No, I
There
can't.
we go.
Well, it doesn't matter. My plan to attract other seed round investors. Oh, there we go. I can see it now. Well, we've done what I don't want to raise any more money than needed, right? So we've raised some money at the start on the first seed round, which was a very cheap seed round just for the people that were in it from the start. I think that the ones that got the premium, they paid $2,000 for premium, which is according to the current mint price that we've set up is going to be worth $10,000 on mint day. So there's a lot of upside potential for them, a lot of gain for those people. I definitely don't want to do that too much more. Sure, it's nice helping people, but we've already done that with this round for the people that were in Discord from day one, that were supported from day one, the people that we kind of know personally as well. So that was enough money to proceed for now for a little bit with the development of the NFT, of the website, all the tools that are needed. So we'll do another seed round when money is needed. But again, we're not going to raise any more money than we have to because it doesn't make sense to raise more money than you need to. We'll probably be doing another seed round in a couple of weeks' time from now when we move on to the next stage. Exactly how much money we're going to need, we'll know by then. And I'm probably just going to keep it the same, do it through the community, give people through the community just the opportunity to invest into something where they're going to be a part of, right? And because it's going to be more expensive than it was on the first round. So people missed out on those prices, but it's still going to be a very good deal compared to what you get back for it, right? So we're only going to need a couple people in a couple of weeks' time from now get the opportunity that missed out the last time, or the new people that have come, joined the community in between. They will get the opportunity to join the seed round and make an investment at a very low price, but gain a lot back for it.
Okay. Did you actually talk about what the project is? I understand what the project is, but I don't know if we went over that.
Yeah, there's a video up on YouTube. That's one of them is 30 35 minutes, which is a
All
little
right.
bit more detailed. And then there's another one. I did a shorter version. I couldn't do less than 20 minutes because I had to cover everything, but
Yeah,
the
yeah.
short version is up for 20 minutes.
Okay, cool. I'll link that in the description on the replay. Next question. How long have you been into the crypto game, NFTs in particular?
In the crypto game and NFTs in particular. What is it? Mid-February, probably like 6 months only, and like specifically crypto gaming. We're doing crypto itself for a little bit longer, but crypto gaming specifically and NFTs like the last 6 months. NFTs itself is still very new, of course, so that kind of just came out of nowhere, and it fell in line with each other. When I started looking a lot more into crypto gaming, NFTs just automatically, naturally became a part of that because a lot of crypto gaming involved NFTs and the other way around.
Yeah, yeah. Michael, how did you start your business in Australia and how long did you stay there? Also, why Australia? That was from Bahadur.
Bahadur, Bahadur Alidari. Why Australia? Well, I went to Asia first. I got a visa for Australia a lot of years back, just because it was a lot of hype. People wanted to travel. People just wanted to go either to Asia, South America, or Australia. A friend of mine wanted to go to Australia real bad. I was like, why not? So we went to Asia first, and then Australia's right next to it. The idea was to go to Australia, make money, go back to Asia for a little bit. We just wanted to travel for a little while. But then I found work, started working, and started in sales all the way at the bottom. Found out I was really good at it. I progressed in a very short time frame, broke a bunch of records. And, when you get that good at something, you make that much money and you break records and you find out that you're the best at something that can actually make you that much money at that time as well. It made sense to me to just continue working rather than going a lot more into the traveling side of things. So I stayed there, built up that business, in which I became one of the managers. Eventually became, I then changed from company, went with another company, and there I became one of the top guys, and eventually joined the management team. Like I got profit share, and I was part of like the actual guys running the business. So it just made sense to me to stay there. Eventually, I was there for 4 years, and now I've been back in the Netherlands for 2 years. So if I would go back, I would go back to that same spot. That would still be like that director's function would be there for me to just take on again in that business if I want to. But then I would just combine it with what I have for myself plus that there.
So, would you open up a new office or you're not sure yet?
Nah, if I would go there, I would take over one of the offices now that is being run by Jeremy, who's the CEO of that company, right? He's going to take over another company, which is in the same branch. So I would come back, I would take over his spot. So I would be the owner of that company, and then he is gonna take over another company.
Oh wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
Brand new. What is and are your short term, long term goals in specific the crypto side?
Um, Short term, that will be, of course, to launch our own product. Well, I've got two different side of goals, right? One is just my personal money, I guess, personal portfolio that I have, but then also we have the projects that we're launching, and I don't necessarily have that specific goals for myself anymore. Like I've made enough money as it is, and sure, I want to continue making more money for myself and have a bigger portfolio and get a couple more blue chip NFTs in there that creates opportunities for the community. Um, like I have the mutant ape now. Like I'm in the Bored Ape Yacht Club community. I have my new Tokyo now, and I want to get probably like an Azuki and a Crypto Kongs after that maybe because they have strong communities. So then I would have four different ones. I think that would be cool. That's for the NFT side, and then I would still flip things. And if there's a good project coming through, I would build that up. And then same for my portfolio, just make money on different things, learn a little bit more here and there. But the more specific goals would be from our own projects. So short term, that will be completing everything that's needed to set the campaign up or the project up, right? Empower website will be up. We've changed the name, by the way. I haven't told anybody yet, but it's going to be Empower Club rather than Pompius. I don't like Pompius. So it's going to be Empower Club, where we'll set up the NFTs.
Yeah, totally makes sense. The question we had was here we go. At least somewhere. Short-term, long-term goals. We answered that one. No, I lost it. Oh, good. No worries, man. Well, I don't know if I got. Oh, okay. Ubisoft's NFT platform was met with a lot of hostility from gamers, but it was difficult for mass adoption in regular non-browser-based games with NFTs' current regulation. Sort of question, but interesting.
Is this a question? Ubisoft's NFT Marketplace was met with a lot of hostility from gamers. It'll be difficult for mass adoption to happen in regular non-browser-based gaming with NFTs. Well, that's more of a statement, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Look, there's
Yeah.
going to be a lot more. Yeah, go.
I just wanted to end, Ben, on what's your favorite NFT? Have you got an NFT you could maybe show us on your phone or something?
I don't know. Well, that'd probably be my mutant ape, to be honest. From the ones that I hold myself.
Is that the one that's your display picture?
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
yep.
this one. That's probably my favorite because it's my first. Where is it? Oh, hold up, it's there.
Yeah, right. It's
Most
insane,
people that
man.
aren't in crypto, they would think they would be like, "What the hell is that?" Well, this one probably worth like I don't know, what would it be? Current market, it would be worth $65,000, I guess. But this was my first more expensive NFT. I have the Neo Tokyo that's worth roughly the same at the moment. The market collapsed a little bit, like broken down a little bit because of a couple of different things. The Neo Tokyo earns passive income though at the moment, which is cool. You earn tokens every single day. Those tokens were $200 a piece, so you would earn somewhere in between $400 to $600 per day, depending on how many of those tokens you get. You can have more ones as well, but those NFTs are like millions and millions of dollars. So 2 to 3 of those tokens per day is what you earn. When that goes back to $200 per token, I guess that will be my favorite one because then I have access to the community. It gives perks. There's a game involved as well. Plus, I earn $400 to $600 a day in passive income. Now that token is only priced at $20, so it collapsed. That's why that NFT is a little bit cheaper too. So I bought one. It's worth like 25 Ethereum. But I guess my mutant ape is my favorite because it was my first more expensive one. I bought it for myself as a little present at the end of the year, 31st of December, to congratulate myself for all the successes that we had before.
No worries. Well, man, I just wanted to say a massive thank you for jumping on. I do really appreciate it. Is there anything you wanted to, promote a little bit or
Good to
shout
speak
out?
to you.
Thanks, man.
Well, no, not really. If you just link the video in here, that'll be cool for people to watch if they want to know a little bit more about what we do. Of course, people that come through you, they can always, if they're interested in NFTs and stuff like that, they can always join the Discord that you're in now as well. Maybe you could just link the Discord in your bio as well, so people can join in, ask questions if they're either new to NFTs or crypto and they want to know a little bit more, or if they're in it already and they think it's cool. Yeah, you could just link that in there. I think that'll be cool for people to be a part of if they want to.
Absolutely. So there's basically the way these lives work is after 24 hours, it takes about 24 hours for a HD version to render up, and then that gets re-uploaded. So when that one gets re-uploaded, I'll add the Discord and I'll add your Twitter profile and the link to that video that talks about your project. Awesome. Well, thanks,
Perfect.
man. I really
Sounds good.
appreciate you jumping on. I can't wait to see you when you get back.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I book my flight. Well, it's not 100% sure yet. It probably will take a little while still, but yeah, I'll definitely let you know.
So would you be up in Queensland or are you looking in Melbourne?
Probably go to Brisbane first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I'll eventually end up in Melbourne again, and that's where I would prefer to live. But I think the first I will take over the company, which will be in Brisbane, that office. Melbourne office isn't there anymore. They changed the location. So if I would really um, end up going back to that complete business, I would just go to Brisbane, take over there, take that business, get that office up and running, and then I would just go to Melbourne and then pop out another office there. But that depends if I want to go back to doing all that full time or if I'm gonna be too busy with, this the crypto project that we're building up. If I can't combine it both, then I'm definitely not gonna do the other stuff, and I'll focus on this.
Yeah, totally understand. All right, well,
So we'll see.
thanks for jumping on, man. I really appreciate it, and welcome back anytime, obviously. So
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
no, I hope I'll be watching the project very closely, and then if I stop being such a tight ass, I might even jump in, see how things go. But
See how we go on the next seed round. I'll let you know when we open up.
sounds good, man. No worries. Awesome. Thanks
Sweet, man.
very
All
much
right.
for that.
Thanks for your time as well, and I'll speak to you soon.
Catch you.
Cheers, man. Ciao.